Ed, did you know he was an author? Did you know that Neil Donald Walsh was, it's WALSH, folks. Neil Donald Walsh is an author, American author. I've seen him on YouTube. Matt, are you familiar with him? The old guy with white hair, beard. He's older than us.
I read some of the letters to God one.
You did. You're so well-rounded. You're so, I don't know, evolutionary.
Eclectic.
You're so eclectic. Yeah, we like that word, eclectic. So, eclectic and Mad knows about Neil Donald Walsh. I'm impressed. You never cease to amaze me, Ahmad. You know, Friday the 13th. I thought your word was going to be tired.
You're just easily amused, that's all.
Is that what it is? Only when I get in this strange mood. I'm in the strangest mood. But Bridget's done a lot for me. I started the Psychic University since you introduced me to Bridgett Lynn Dolgoff. So I don't know what that means, but she came with a really focused package, being a younger kindred spirit, as you called her. Said she was a kindred spirit. So, Bridgett, I just find your personality a delight, and you seem like such a young soul around me. I feel like I'm your ancient grandmother from like 50 billion years ago. And I don't know why. You make me feel like that. I don't have any idea. But, folks, you got to love it. You got to be in the now and love just being here, because every day is so special. And it was a mad makes me happy. And we've had our ups and downs in the radio business, because he was my producer with Mike. And I didn't want to work with Mike in the beginning, because we were both musicians and writing songs and living in Kentucky and growing. We had horses, and mainly we had corn or tobacco. Tobacco was the main tobacco. But I was living the same life, so we, But he was really, really smart. He came from a very smart family and a very good musician, according to Mad. So, but I got over it, and I went to work for him finally, because it was in the cards. Now I don't know why, Bridgett and I, but Bridgett, you'll have to be part of our Psychic University. We'll just have to figure out which one of these topics. You're so eclectic. Ahmad, I don't know what Ahmad's going to teach. He's going to teach something, but it's 8-week courses, so just write you one up.
What's he teaching? What's he going to teach?
I'm not a real
Whatever
good
you
teacher
now. You're an excellent teacher.
It's best not to follow my examples.
I think you're an excellent teacher. You're one of my very best friends. You and Janet Carolesson and Tommy Hawk's Blood. And I've had Kimberly O'Connor, and now Bridgett Lynn Dolgoff. And, Bridgett's going to have a show where October something, she's invited me to appear with a couple other people, Ahmad. The women's show. We're going to have a women's roundtable discussion. And I feel like Bridgett's really, really old relative from some other place in space in the cosmos. Good supernatural
old.
Bridge.
I'm as old as the nanoverse. No, I don't know.
Who knows? But, with the way that you when you said that, I got the Irish in you and the little people over there. So even though you're Russian, what about, you know anything about the Fae and the leprechauns and the little people, the gnomes, anything like that?
Well, I was reading these crazy articles that were coming out of, I think like Finland or someplace like that, where they kept having all these people go missing in some of these areas. And they found a girl that had been kidnapped 4 years later, and she was basically naked and sitting on this rock edge, out there kind of in the forest. And she said that she escaped a bunch of I don't know if they were leprechauns, but some, you know, different
Fairies.
beings that were kind of living in those areas. And so she said she had been kidnapped by them and, you know, basically held hostage. And she didn't know how long. And they said that she'd been missing, you know, like 4 years. So
She was
for a
an
while there, I was reading
anthropologist,
a lot.
too.
Oh, that's right. She was an anthropologist.
Whoa! got abducted by little gnome kind of people.
He knows the story.
I'm mad. How do you know so much? I'm mad. You're plugged into everything. We can't talk about a topic, Bridgett and I. No wonder he said we were kindred spirits.
I've had what, 1,500 guests on these subjects?
I don't know. You got tired of it. Stopped having so many and started doing your stories. But that is, I guess, how many years? So at least since 2012, I know of. So. Yeah, we covered a lot of shows. I've got 770 here. I must have got rid of 100 of them, so I'd probably have close to 1,000 if I hadn't got rid of so many. But I'm archiving as many. I wish I hadn't got rid of Stanton Friedman's, but because he's passed. And I've got my husband's on here. I don't think I deleted any of his. A lot of them was because I'd get upset with Tommy Hawksblood. As much as I love him, he's a little creature. So he gives Heckard totally a bad time, but Tommy is a debater, but I love Tommy. So everybody's got their style as radio hosting and doing their own YouTubes. Well, let's talk about your. It says she's made. We've got 38 minutes, but Bridgett comes with a full scale of being able to help others. And you're saying in her home state, I guess is California, right? But you said you want to help people. So have you got a business plan because you've helped people in business to business and consulting work, or strictly healing and shamanistic type?
Well, it just depends. Everything I think is kind of related that I do. So right now I spent 3 years doing anthroposophy plant medicine work, which was Rudolf Steiner's work. Before that I did biodynamics and some phenomenology and nutritional stuff at Steiner College in Sacramento. And then I'm also working with the native seed movement. Hopefully when I do have land in the future, I'm going to be doing big seed outgrowths to actually bring the native seed, up to a strong, because right now a lot of it's in survival mode. Also, I do a lot of work with the environment, and I just it's a self-study about how to regenerate and restore, large swaths of environment, and so I dabble in a lot of that. That's kind of like my top thing, and I'm finishing up some herbal medicine. I did a summer program, and I'm done with that. So I should have my certification for that pretty soon. And then I'm doing a second herbalist program for the next 3 months. But then I also do traditional osteopath, nutrition, herbal medicine. I wanted to be kind of a full, even physically, I wanted to be a full range practitioner, even on the physical, the body and everything. So, and I do a lot of energetic.
Wow, that's wonderful.
But everything is to fix and restore and regenerate. So whether I'm working on land or I'm working on people or I'm working on water or I'm working on animals, it all kind of, fits into those categories. Mostly like regenerating, restoration, regeneration is kind of like the focus.
I worked with Dr. Vernon Wolf's holodynamics while I was in Hawaii, and the whole meaning or dynamics. It was really interesting, and I really felt that that helped me a lot. And I did people synergistically involved, seminars, and then I had an alternative to leather Quercus suberoak tree. I got into eco fashion in 89 to 94 before I left Hawaii. But I got to travel the world too, and then I went to big conventions. But I don't know what I'm supposed to do. But I guess in a way I'm like you, or you're like me, or we are kindred spirits, because I just go with the flow. And, they say Rolling Stone gathers no moss. But I'm in Hawaii right now. No, I'm in Florida right now. Excuse me, folks. I lived in Hawaii so long, part of me still is there, I'm sure. But, Bridgett, you've been all over too. And Ahmad, did you say you stayed in Georgia? Did you just plant yourself like a rock or a tree or something there? Tell me.
I've been here almost 40 years and only been out of the state twice.
How long have you lived there?
Almost 40 years. Well, I take that back. I do
you're
go
a hermit.
down in Florida, but other than that, I've only left the state twice.
What did you say you did? Go to Florida? Where did you go from Florida?
Yeah, for the veterans hospital down there.
In Jacksonville?
That's in Gainesville.
Gainesville, not Gainesville, Georgia. It's Gainesville, Florida?
Yeah.
That's interesting. Gainesville. So from Valdosta to Gainesville, because you're a Navy vet, like me. I'm a Navy vet. Bridgett, you didn't do any military.
The nearest hospital for the VA.
But you're more like Bridgett and I, even though we carry the veteran flag, and she wants to help veterans. So isn't that interesting, Ahmad, that she has this calling to assist veterans with getting their hands dirty in the soil, which I don't want to do. I had to do that as a young child and in Girl Scouts, enough to know I don't like getting my hands dirty. So I'm just, I love Mother Nature. I love to walk around in the grass. I'm barefooted right now. I stayed barefoot and pregnant, when I was in my teens and early 20s, and then went and become a private investigator. Went to college a little bit, but I had to fight for it. But, I've been around a lot. I went from Louisiana to Texas and Alabama. I went to University of Alabama over there and got some forensics and stuff. And then really went from there to New York and Colorado and did Lowry Air Force Base over there. So then I came back and, you've been one place 40 years. Oh my gosh! So the whole time after you got out of the Navy, but you went around the world.
Yeah, before that I traveled all over the place. I've been to every state up and down this side of the Mississippi. Been to overseas to like 9 or 10 countries. I don't even know. I mean,
Yeah, did all that flying in and out with the military, right? They offered that.
Yeah.
So, well, we've come a long way from you traveling the world with the Navy and pulling into ports in Europe, and then that was during the Vietnam War, right?
Every time you got on an airplane, then.
You did what?
I said you didn't get a medical exam every time you got on the airplane.
Didn't have to go through the X-ray machines back then, did you? Wow. Yeah, those were the days. That's true. Now,
I'm old enough to remember when they still had smoking on airplanes. A lot of people don't remember when they had smoking. I mean, you guys are older, but I mean, it's hard to explain to people, like flying on an airplane for 5 hours with like chain smokers was a tough,
When did they change that? In the 80s?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they did.
Wow, but I know that when I fly down, it was hard. Yeah, I used to have to fly a lot.
But I think airplanes are much more dangerous now than they ever were. I think they made some good airplanes back in the older days because all these airplanes crash. They have to come down. There's something wrong with them. I don't think we had that many crashes.
That's the sheer number of them. At any given point in time, there's like 11,000 planes in the air.
Yeah, I guess that would make it more now, huh? The statistics of crashes.
What happened? Crash?
No, I'm still here.
We're still here.
We're still rolling.
I heard something crash or like.